Hello.
Hello, hello.
I've I've just realised that having a recording studio where you've got a dishwasher running is not ideal. So I'm just gonna turn off the dishwasher. Hang on.
Okay.
This is a podcast in which two friends talk about the pleasures, absurdities, and imperfections of being human. I'm Simon Ellis.
And I'm Lee Miller. Welcome to Midlifing.
The thing in front of me, I've just got a whole lot of steam coming up. It's quite a particular kind of ambience.
Do you feel like you're in a Turkish bath?
I do, except I've got a lot more. I'm wearing a lot more clothing.
Tell me about the weather there in Italia.
The weather is here. It's all here. It's been nice. It's just sunny every day and about 20 degrees.
Oh, like perfect spring.
It is perfect spring, and I've just been out in my shorts, which I think left the most of the population of Sassari agog, because A, I'm wearing shorts, and B, those are some white legs I'm rocking.
Well, they are like, oh my gosh, the milkman's here. Look, he's delivering milk.
Actually, he's poured the milk over himself, and yeah. Let me just. I think I'm all recording. So yes, I've been out and I've done my clothing washing, and that's hanging out in the sunshine. And so we have a day of respite today.
Well, it's a Saturday.
Yes, although we've got a very full day tomorrow.
Have you?
I know.
On the Lord's Day? Simon, on the Lord's Day.
I know, and artists do not respect. They do not respect weekends.
Shocking.
It's actually a reason to stop being an artist, I reckon.
Why not? Yeah, the godlessness of the artist. Discuss.
Weekday. I could, like just have a subreddit. Weekday artists. How are you? How's spring there?
Spring here is I look up to the skylight above my head and go, oh, it's raining. It has been a little damp here in the UK.
I mean, it needed it though, didn't it? It was quite a dry winter.
Oh,
maybe
gosh,
not where you
you're
were.
Not wrong. I don't know. It has been very dry, actually. No, you're absolutely right, and it probably does need it. We need to replenish the aquifers and all of that sort of stuff. Have we become a meteorological podcast?
I think we should. I think we're clearly failing at whatever version of the other thing we were. And
oh, aren't we though? Aren't we failing at the other thing that we were?
I don't know.
I don't know.
How would one measure? If one were to think that counting things was a good thing, how would one do that?
Well, I guess you could measure it through feedback.
Actually, it's
skating over that.
Skating over feedback. It's a curious state of affairs here where I'm working, because of course all I'm doing is giving feedback.
Oh, of course, because that's your job.
That's my job. I'm very poorly paid to give feedback, and I kind of hoped that these choreographers I'm working with would sort of reach stratospheric levels of popularity, and then that I would be able to quit my regular job and just become their feedbacker.
Yeah, because that's, as we know, that's what everybody needs, just somebody to walk around going,
no,
jump
yes,
higher, go faster.
Jump better. Although, as I said in Italian the other day, effectively, it's much, much betterer. It was. Oh, it's not really, because it's finding a way into an Italian conversation, which is quite a lot of it quite abstract things and quite quickly, and then what I came up with much, much betterer.
You got your point across. That's the important thing.
And they did laugh. Yep, exactly. All I am doing is giving feedback, and it's such a curious role, because those lines, as we've talked about, those lines between, well, my taste, this is not my work, and things that I'm seeing and noticing, and when to be strongly worded, when to soften my language, when to shut up, when to, it's a beautiful job. I mean, it really is. It's a real dance, like, I mean, metaphorically, and as I'm watching, literally.
Oh, that's lovely. So you're having a good old time.
Yes, and I am. It's sort of. I mean, it's sort of the last day, really. Tomorrow we go to a different town and set up in a theatre to do effectively a showing, like a closed showing, I think it is. But yeah, we've been talking. Don't know whether this is something to talk about, but there's a sort of a part of the show where it gets a little bit hedonistic.
Oh, so kind of a bit debauched and whiny? As in W-I-N-E-Y,
yes,
not W-H-I-N-E-Y.
Bacchus.
That's who I was thinking of.
It's Bacchanalian. Bacchanalian.
Ooh, okay.
And it's a curious thing, isn't it, to watch other people doing that?
Yeah, it is, because I think...
they're having a good time, kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's sort of, it flicks those switches in you where you kind of go, oh, should I be watching this? I'm not sure if I should. This is a little bit like, oh. Because obviously if you're having a good time, you're kind of supposed to be in it, aren't you?
Totally not. You're totally supposed to be in it.
Yeah.
Totally.
It's that weird thing, though. Do you not find sometimes when you're having a good time, you catch yourself and you think, oh no, am I performing having a good time now?
Oh, you mean in IRL?
In real life. Do you ever catch yourself in those moments where you think, oh no, have I just slipped into performative good time rather than actual good time? Oh no. Or is that just me? Because I'm really self-conscious.
It's definitely just you. No,
okay, cool.
I mean,
I think I just did a bit of a short circuit on Simon's noggin. I'm so sorry.
No, you should. I mean, I'm happy to hear you apologise, and I fully accept it. But I think it was unnecessary. Unlike other things that we've done to each other in the past, or even to our listeners.
I was going to say that apology. Anybody listening, anybody not listening, you just have that one in the bank.
Yeah. If you need it in the future, just take it.
Yeah.
Take it.
Yeah.
Free of charge. You don't need to contribute to our Patreon. You can just take it
Absolutely.
for free.
Yeah. And here's another one. This is, I'm going to give everybody now a really heartfelt apology so that if somebody slights you in the future and you're cross and you're not getting what you want from them, come back to this moment and listen to it.
Oh, so you can actually use it. Oh, go on, sorry.
Oh, this can be for anybody. And maybe we should both give heartfelt apologies for moments in the future where somebody just needs...
At the same time,
or
do we do them separately?
No, separately. We do one after the other. And either you can use it for when we misspeak in a podcast and you think, what a pair of arseholes.
Because we will, and we have.
Oh, absolutely. But you've got an apology in the bank. Or if somebody is just a bit of a ding-dong to you and you think, God, they should say sorry for that, but you don't want to have the confrontation, come over here. Listen, are you ready?
Yeah.
This is me. Oh, sweetheart, I'm really sorry. I really didn't mean for that to happen. And I know I've upset you, and I genuinely didn't want that to happen. I'm so sorry. There you go. That's mine.
The thing about you saying sorry is like you've had, it's like is the word modicum?
Modicum, if you mean a little bit.
Yeah, a modicum of theatre training. And so it's just, I think it sounds a little more believable than the one that I'm about to come up with.
Give it a try.
Okay. I'm just really sorry. I completely understand. I hear what you're saying, and I'm so sorry.
That was beautiful.
But it's a little bit goes back to that thing about us performing apologising. I mean, as opposed to, isn't that a lovely idea? What you've just proposed is a lovely thing that we can just have little gifts of apologies that we just take when we need them. I love that idea.
I think I've hit on something that I don't want to monetize. I don't want to do anything with
No,
it.
let's monetize the fuck out of it. Come on.
No, I don't want to do that. I just want to say to people, maybe what we need is a bank of things that we can just go to, because sometimes what we're not really needing is an actual connection to the person who's upset us. We just need to have a balm. We just need to feel like, because, often the apology that we get from people is one of those non-apologies, like, God, I'm really sorry you feel that way.
Yeah.
Okay.
As we've
God, I'm sorry
definitely
that's what you
talked
heard.
about. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. But maybe we can just step into that place where we go, geez, I am so sorry I'm sorry I did that. Yeah, I'm really sorry I did that. Oh, I love that for us.
Yeah, and I think I guess I would be a little concerned that just because we're human beings, we'd cock it up eventually. But certainly some kind of repository in which, as you say, little bits of some apologies, some heartfelt thanks, some recognition, a little area of validation. I think that would be basically a psychological well-being bank.
Yes.
The PWB.
I love
Or
it.
PWBB, depending on how you rock with your acronyms.
Well-being. That's a singular word. Even if it was a hyphen, it's
Yeah,
still
so
a singular
PWB
word.
it
So
is,
I'd
isn't
have the PWB.
Yeah, invest in the PWB.
I think we have to invest in PWB because we put things in so other people can draw from it.
Oh yeah, but I think we'd need some seed funding from them.
I don't. Yeah, you see, you're doing it again. You're trying to monetize this shit. I just want to give. This has been I think perhaps this is connecting to where I am in my week. I've spent 3 days.
Oh, go on.
At the end of it, I've spent 3 days, 9 to 5, interviewing prospective PhD candidates.
Oh,
and
wait, that's a lot of prospective PhD candidates.
Oh yes, and this is just the first. We've got another tranche of PhD candidates to interview in June. So
is
that's
this across
lovely.
Different disciplines?
Yes, this is across multiple disciplines. This is the entire institution because I see everyone because I'm
You're the
postgraduate research.
You're the god. Yeah, you're God at you're postdoctorate god.
No, maybe Godfather. I'm certainly not a deity. I am not here to be worshipped. But what I
Il padrone, they would say here, or il capo.
Maybe in the context of Yorin, I shouldn't have said. Yeah, no, I'm not that. Fond uncle.
That's so much worse. I'd stick with Godfather.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. All I wanted to do over the 3 days was ensure that everybody felt like they were being listened to and that they weren't being tricked.
Yeah, God, boy, it's a tragically low bar for an interview, isn't it? But at the same time, it's an incredibly high bar.
I know. I've been in so many interviews of my own where it's like. And some of the questions that you get asked, and I've moved out now of the PhD interview just to interviews in general. One of my least favourite interview question is this: and if we were to offer the job, would you accept it?
I mean, what kind of question is that? No, I was thinking no, actually. Given that I was right up until that question, I was thinking yes. But now that you've asked that mofo, then
I was asked that question once, not long ago, not for this role, and my response was as follows: how about you offer me the job and then we'll find out?
Did you really say that?
I absolutely did.
And were you offered the job?
I absolutely wasn't.
That was because you probably gave a funny answer about Trello, not to shame you, but there was...
I mean, hey, I'm moving on to Microsoft Lists. That's just as bad. But thankfully, I have, in the world that requires me to engage in Microsoft Lists, I have a person who actually will read the list to me.
Is there such a thing as Microsoft Lists?
Maybe it's not called that, but it's basically the Microsoft
thing.
Version of Trello.
Yeah, it's a new thing they've just released.
Yeah, and thankfully people put things on those lists for me, and then I go to my colleague who supports the work I do, and I go, could you explain what I have to do? And maybe if you can just write it down on a piece of paper, I will do it. She may have said,
Professor, it's the analog Godfather, isn't it?
Yeah, that sort of defeats the object of the list. It's like, yes, I know, but my eyes don't work. I'm really sorry, but if you put it on there, I won't do it. Not because I'm being recalcitrant, but because my poor little brain, badly wired, just goes, no, I can't see it. I can't work it.
No, just differently wired. Anyway,
Wait. That's nice of you. Differently wired.
the godfather of the the PhD interviews. So I'm just a bit curious. Is that because you've got a whole bunch of studentships coming up?
Yes, and yeah.
Right. Okay. And so you're interviewing for a whole bunch of them, and you've got a whole lot more of them next week as well.
No, not next week. We've got another batch in June, so we've got like kind of two interview periods. One for the funded round, one for the unfunded round. It's just
Right.
We've got two deadlines, and it's. I have to say, there are many times in my day job that I find myself going, goodness me, I'm a very lucky man. I get to talk to such interesting people, but it is never more explicitly wrought than when I am talking to prospective PhD candidates who have got these incredible ideas that they're shaping into something, and it's at the beginning of that shaping. So it's just like there's so much potential, and the ideas are so rich, but also a bit wobbly and unformed. So you just think, oh, it could go this way or that way, or there are so many roads open to them. It's such a joy.
And
such a joy.
I would never call you common, but are you the only common person to all the interviews?
I am, yes, I do run across all of them.
So the other people will be potential supervisors or etc.
Yeah.
It's interesting that you say that about that moment, the beginnings of something, as you say, when there's an abundance of curiosity and energy and desire, but also it's a little bit unformed or strangely shaped or unfocused, or however you want to describe that. It's a lovely, I guess the word would be nascent. And
nascent is exactly the right word, because all of the other words have a sort of a tang of judgment, don't they? Like unformed. But,
exactly. As if they couldn't be anything else anyway at that stage.
Yeah.
But I've just been through the process of assessing the applications of I think it was about 45 of them. These are people. I mean, I have to be reasonably discreet here, of course, but what it was a little bit it's like I get the sense of what you're describing, which is these beautiful ideas which are rendered nascently, and again the excitement and the desire and all those things, and yet they're also I guess one of the things I notice is that they're fitting themselves into the I'll just use the word template of that process, which seems to do something to those ideas in very particular ways. And there's a sort of I have a slight sense of sadness about that squeezing of one's ideas into a template. And not least of all because so few of them will actually get the scholarships. It's an incredibly competitive process. So.
It is, and I think that's sort of, for me, why that low bar of which you speak. I want the space to be open and discursive rather than interrogative. You know, that like let's just have a really interesting chat about something you care deeply about. You know,
The Godfather.
Yeah. It's just been such joy.
And so you don't carry a weapon or anything at the same time as part of your status. There's nothing. There's no edge there.
There's no horse's head going to anybody's bed. I am entirely benign, which is why I wanted to say I was like a fun uncle, a funkle.
A fun.
But apparently, uncles have been tainted by something like I think creepy uncles have taken over.
Isn't that sad? Speaking as an uncle.
Yeah.
Or as I would like to imagine myself to be, a funkle.
A funkle, yeah. I think you'd probably be one of the funklest uncles that I would.
What a sad thing that those kinds of they're sort of tainted by. I imagine. Do we open up? I don't want to open up that can of bloody worms. Ugh.
Let's not. Yeah. Let's not.
Keep that door shut, lest we incur the wrath of our listeners.
Well, I just think that it's one of those. Let's just not. Let's just jog on, because it's not really something that I can speak to. I can talk to you about my Uncle Andy. He's dead. I can talk to you about my Uncle Brian. He's dead.
Also dead.
I mean, I could just... I've got lots of duncles.
I'm thinking I might have... Oh, I've only got one left.
Oh, so you've got some duncles, but some luncles.
Yeah.
Or uncles.
Yeah.
Would you go
And my
with
current
alive
uncle is
uncles or
definitely a
live
funkle.
uncle? Your luncles a funkle, but your duncles, were they
Oh, they weren't...
were they shuncles?
I was thinking huncles, which was like horrible uncles, but
I went straight to shit.
I did.
Oh, my...
No, they weren't. I'm not judging them as shuncles. Absolutely not.
But you would as uncles.
Also, what are they going to do now?
Well,
Yeah.
they'll be standing there next to St. Peter. Let that little shit try and get in here, and we'll just go, oh, shunkle, am I? Shunkle? Well, I've had a word with my pal Pete, and he says you're not allowed in.
I mean, it's a really good thing. It's a good thought you're having if we're sort of pursuing these possible gifts that maybe we could broadcast to heaven. We could be. There'd be a lot of people there looking for things to do. We could be a podcast for heaven.
Oh, I love that. Would we have a greater listenership if we were to, broadcast to the other place?
I mean, why? Why would?
Also, how do you monetize?
Why? Why wouldn't the people in heaven want to hear about what's going on Earth, as if we would give them some kind of insight into what's going on down here on Earth?
The thing that worries me is if we make heaven our main target audience, we're not going to make lawyer money, because it will be absolutely, oh, don't worry, you'll be rewarded in heaven. We don't want that. We want
them
lawyer
now.
money.
We want it now.
Set up a backs transfer, St. Peter. Do it now. Or I guess we just, if we broadcast to heaven from now, we just could then legitimately walk into any church and empty the collection plate and go, oh, no, these are royalties. These are ours. Don't worry, we've had a message from St. Peter. They're coming to us. Because I believe he's the CFO, right?
Is he Uncle... Oh, no, St. Peter. Uncle Peter, the CFO.
I like how you turned him into a funkle. Funkle Peter, the CFO of heaven.
Oh, thank goodness we've got something serious to talk about today.
I was going to say, I'm painfully aware that this is going to be one of those episodes where we effectively just stop because we never actually start, and it's like, that's all right, we'll get to something useful next time. Next time on Midlifing.
I hear you do that voice. Next time.
Oh, every now and then I drop into
Next time on Midlifing. No, I can't even do it. Next time on Midlifing.
You need to drop it out of your throat and into your chest a little bit more.
Next time
on Midlifing.
Next time.
That's better. Can you feel it in your chest?
Oh, I can.
So
it's just resonating the fuck out of me.
Yeah, exactly. Take it out of the throat. Drop it
next
down.
time.
There we go.
On Midlifing.
Good. Yeah, nice. Next time on Midlifing. Next time on Midlifing, we'll be talking to Funkle Peter, who is the CFO of Heaven. He'll be reporting back on our nascent plans for taking over the broadcasting airwaves.
Do you think? I mean, it would be that would be quite a thing, because we haven't really interviewed anyone yet. We've talked about it a little bit off air, and what a coup though! What a catch for our first interviewee.
Exactly.
First interview. We skip Elon Musk. We skip Joe Rogan.
Straight to St. Peter. Straight to St. Peter.
Funkle Peter.
Yeah. Funkle Peter, give us your context.
Give us an F.
So
give us a U.
Thanks so much for inviting me, Simon and Lee. Actually, I really enjoy standing by doors. It's great. And I like to say hello to people. I don't have to say goodbye to people very often. Well, I mean, I suppose I do because they walk away from the door. I mean, you call them gates. I just think of them as the door. I've got a really nice chair that I sit on. It's very, very good.
Don't ruin the interview. Come on.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I shouldn't have started to play it before.
Also, I mean, come on. Talk about running it's a dodgy racket, that one, putting words into the mouth of Uncle Peter. Like, it's really...
Oh, no. No, you misunderstood. I was channeling. I was speaking in tongues. Oh, I feel like I've just offended people. Sorry.